What's up, fandom? My name is Josh, and today I am joined by two very special guests. Words, guys, they're very hard. I don't know about you guys. It's very early in the morning. 3:30 p.m. It's very early in the morning for me. I have Scott Kreamer.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
You thought I was going to introduce you both at the same time?
I did. I didn't know there was the pause was there, so I felt I should say something.
No, we're not introducing Aaron until like halfway through the episode.
Oh, that's good. You're like a very special guest.
Exactly. And then joining us, we also have Aaron Hammersley. How's it going, Aaron?
Hey, how are you?
Not bad at all. And you guys are the executive producers and showrunners for Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Close.
I know.
Yes.
I don't know how many times I've said Cretaceous. Like, just be like, it's Cretaceous, but like I like writing it down. I think I even wrote Cretaceous, and I was like, maybe season 2. It's all underwater.
We can always maybe there'll be a SpongeBob crossover. You never know how these things work out.
But no, it's Jurassic World. I'm done, guys. We're out. We're done with everything. It's Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. I'm just gonna stop. Like, this is just terrible, guys. I'll get it. What's the name of the show? What's the name of the show?
It's called Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Cretaceous.
Yeah.
I swear I can read. I did it once. It's been at least 20 years.
There's no judgments coming from us.
But no, so we've got Jurassic World, and thank you so much to everybody over at DreamWorks for setting us, giving me a screener for it, so I was able to watch the series, all 8 episodes. Mwah, beautiful. And we're going to talk about it. We are going to get a little bit spoilery later on, but first off, I just want to thank again Scott and Aaron for coming on. Aaron, you worked on Star vs. Forces of Evil and Danny Phantom.
Yep.
And Scott, you worked on excuse me. You worked on Loud House.
I wrote an episode of Loud House.
I mean, hey, you worked on Loud House. I mean, I can say that.
Sure.
And Cleopatra in Space.
Yeah, did that right before I did this. Yeah.
And both of you worked on Kung Fu Panda: Legends of Awesomeness.
Yes, that's where we first met.
Yes.
So that's where you first met, and it all just kind of clicked.
Yeah.
It's always a fun story. Yeah, we didn't click at first, and then after we moved past that, we fell very deeply in love. But it was an inauspicious beginning.
Yes.
But here we are today.
Oh man. And you guys get to do Jurassic World. So first off, like, what are you guys' experience with the Jurassic franchise?
Oh boy.
You didn't think you were gonna get loaded Jurassic Park questions on here, did you?
I guess like probably most people listening to this were huge fans. I mean, that's really where it started for me. It was the first film that I went to in the theaters and just was like, I've been waiting my life for this. And then me and my buddy Jackson, who went and saw it, we snuck out of it and snuck into the next screening right after. I've been a fan, then went from that to the book and read that a few times, and just again, it's an iconic film and franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out when I was a kid, and I think I saw it like 6 times in the theater. I had a neighbor who boasted he saw it like a dozen times. So it was one of those movies that like it had such an impact on my childhood that like it's one of the few that really felt like an event when that movie came out. And so like obviously working on something like that, it was a pretty big deal when they approached me to come along and work on this one.
For me, like I was a little bit too young for 93. But for me, that first like big thing was episode 1.
Yeah.
That's where, and like I had seen Star Wars and everything before that, but episode 1 was it was such a big deal because it was the first one in what, 20 years.
Yeah.
So it was like, oh, this is going to be a big thing. And I remember getting all caught up in that. But was for you guys who were around when the movie came out, was Jurassic Park like that? I mean, Aaron, you kind of mentioned that like it was kind of like a big thing. Like, how big was this movie?
Oh, it was epic. I mean, it was like I'd been waiting for that movie my whole life. I didn't know it at the time, but I mean, who doesn't want to see dinosaurs alive? Yeah, I mean, it was mind blowing. It was just a huge deal, and to think about all those years later that we're getting to work on it.
Yeah.
It's beyond what I could have ever dreamed.
Yeah, it's funny because there were a few movies around that time where like people would line up around the movie theater in order to get tickets, and this was one of them where like consistently people were lined up around the block where I went to see the movie, and it was such a cool experience at that time that it was like you knew that like the whole, like at least the whole country was obsessed with this movie, if not the world. And so for me, yeah, it was so huge at the time. Like, yeah, obviously, that's why I went to see it in the theaters like 6 times. So,
so we have that, and then we have we get 2 sequels to Jurassic Park. We get The Lost World, and then probably my favorite Jurassic movie, Jurassic Park 3. Just bold choice, yes. Like, not the original, no. Not The Lost World, no. Jurassic Park
3. Hey, man, absolutely. The Return of Alan Grant.
It was the Return of Alan Grant, and the most important thing about that movie was Grant got his hat back in the end. That was the main thing for me. I was like, he lost his hat in that first movie, and I was like, I felt bad for that hat. Then he got it back in the third one. I'm like, get that hat. Always get that hat.
No, not a dry eye in the theater, at least when I saw it.
Plus Raptors saying Alan. It's phenomenal. It's a phenomenal movie.
That came up quite a bit, and actually in the writer's room. Okay, are we going to have talking dinosaurs? We went away from it, but we did reference the Raptors saying Alan.
Spoilerish. You could have that, season 2 with one character who may be waking up. Just saying, it would be hilarious.
First words, Alan.
First words, Alan. Just be like, wake up, be like, what? Who?
Sorry. Where am I?
That'd be. And then we get Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Years later.
Yeah.
Very much like Star Wars. You get it, and then you get a break, and then you get it again. So then we have Jurassic World, which honestly, I love Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Like, it's a phenomenal movie. Like, we finally get to see the park actually open and start working as a park, and I loved that. And like, I would ask my friends, like, when the movie came out, like, yeah, if would you go to Jurassic World? And be like, no. And be like, are you kidding me? I would definitely go. Like,
sure.
You could pay me not to go. Like, I would definitely go to Jurassic World. Like, would you guys go to Jurassic World if Jurassic World was like,
I'd probably wait for after the first year, once they got all the worked out. You
don't want to rush in before the safety protocols are not in place. They don't have a great track record.
Yeah, and it's like when Disneyland first opened up, there were some problems, and I feel like
but the Pirates. Dang it! I messed up the quote already. Dang it! Okay, man, I was going there.
Yeah, it's a good track.
I tried. Sorry, Aaron, I interrupted you there. My bad.
Oh, hey, it's all right.
But yeah, we'll say so. It's 2 years after the fact. So I mean, like, they've worked out the bugs, all the good stuff. Would you go then?
Oh yeah, I would definitely go.
Yeah, we love going down to the wild animal park down out near San Diego and Escondido. Yeah, we're a big live animal family. I think we would definitely go.
Yeah.
You and the family would go, Aaron?
Yeah, we'd have to save up a little bit. I think it's
Sure.
pretty pricey to go, and I have a big family, so
That's true.
The airline tickets, the airfare alone,
Yeah,
can
but if
be
you
a
go
bit,
off
but-
season.
yeah, yes. They
What's
have
off?
discount
What's
days,
off
right?
season for?
Right. Yeah, it's interesting because off season, because the film Jurassic World, it's in the tropics, but it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. I was about to bring that up. I was like, it's very nice of you guys to do a series that's set in Christmas. Like it's very.
All we have
Not a
in
lot.
the-
Not a
in the
lot of
show is
series
Christmas
do that,
music.
where they're like, you know what? Let's like make this movie around like December 18th, like the week before Christmas.
Yeah, people keep referring to it as a summer camp, and I keep having to go, well, technically it's a winter camp. It's just Southern Hemisphere. So, yeah.
Oh man, I do love that. Like whenever we do lists of like favorite Christmas movies, I've started putting Jurassic World on there just
right
because I'm
after
like,
Die
it's
Hard?
Christmas.
Yeah.
It's Christmas. Like I can't help the movie. It's Christmas. When they're playing Christmas music in the airport, it's not on me.
No, your hands
That's
are tied.
Trevorrow. I didn't do it.
That's right.
So let's go ahead and we're gonna go into spoilery territory for Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Oh, he did it.
I did it. That's the one and only time you're
First
gonna get it
time.
right, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry, DreamWorks. This is
Sure.
what happens when you have me do stuff.
Can't you just say cut and paste that throughout the rest of the episode?
Yeah, I'll just be like Cretaceous, and then I'll just cut those. So we got a little blurb here. This is the Netflix blurb about Jurassic World Krampus. About Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Set against the timeline of the blockbuster film Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous, they're just going to keep making me say it, follows a group of 6 teenagers trapped at a new adventure camp on the opposite side of Isla Nublar. When the events of the film unfold and dinosaurs are unleashed across the island, each kid realizes their very survival rests on the shoulders of themselves and their fellow campers. Unable to reach the outside world, our 6 teams will go from strangers to friends to family as they bond together to survive the dinosaurs and uncover hidden secrets so deep they threaten the world itself. The Jurassic World itself.
Yeah. Wow, I'd watch that show.
Yeah, it'd be great.
I have watched that show.
Sure.
In fact, I think all of us have watched that show.
Yes, we have.
So let's kind of talk about Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous.
Gonna keep saying.
I'll figure it out one day. By the end of this episode, I'll be like Cretaceous.
There you go.
So let's talk about kind of when this was brought to you guys. Like, who brings that to you guys? Is it like Steven Spielberg reach out to DreamWorks and be like, hey guys, let's do it. Let's do an animated.
Well, apparently, I think they tried in the 90s, I think, to make a cartoon that didn't go anywhere. But this,
like that Stargate TV series, animated series that was on for like a season.
Yeah.
And Godzilla. All the best things have.
The series actually predates me and Aaron being on the show or even at DreamWorks. But I want to say, I think it's around April 2017, Zach Stentz, prolific screenwriter who co-wrote Thor and X-Men First Class and a host of other credits, had this idea for let's take the kids who are normally the side characters in these type of, in the Jurassic franchise, well, let's put them front and center with no Alan Grant or Owen Grady to rescue them. So that's where the idea started. So I got involved. I had come back to DreamWorks. I had spent a long time at Nickelodeon, which where I'd worked with Aaron before, and I came over to DreamWorks early in 2018 to work on Cleopatra in Space. And then about 4 months into that, I got a call to go upstairs. And it's like, uh-oh, did I already mess things up? And then they asked if I'd be interested in working on Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. So obviously I said, yeah. Just started digging in and working with Zach's original script, and they were already doing development on it, and just really dove in then before I bamboozled Aaron into coming aboard this Herculean endeavor. So that's kind of how I got involved with it.
Yeah, and then I got involved a little later. I think it was I came in at the beginning of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Scott had approached me at the end of, around the holidays of 2018, and sort of let me know what he was working on and if I was interested. And I was actually just wrapping up Star, working at Disney. I was on Star versus the Forces of Evil, and so it was good timing. And Scott really sold me on the show because he told me that it was that really what we were aiming for is like sort of going modeling the show after the original film, as well as the Jurassic World films, but and that we were going to be able to like really think of it more as a film than as like a kid's cartoon. So it really excited me, and so I jumped on at the beginning of 2019, and I hit the ground running. I had to work on the pilot, which had already been sort of, a lot of people had touched that pilot.
Yeah.
And as it happens in on the first season of anything, and a pilot, of course, we just had to. There were many different versions of that pilot, I think, and
yeah, we did many drafts, many sort of things. Just it takes a lot in a project this big. A lot of opinions flying around. Going back what you said about did Spielberg call us? No, but obviously he had to sign off. And what we were told was he just said, love the idea, don't do the kiddie version of it. And so we leaned into that. And we really wanted to, like Aaron said, we didn't want to just do a kid show. We wanted to really tell an exciting story in the tone of the features.
Yeah, right. I mean, going with you guys not doing like the kiddie version of it, you definitely don't, because they may not be fully on screen, but there's some nomming that does get done.
Yeah, I've been doing children's animation for a long time. This is the first one I've done where we've got multiple fatalities. You don't normally get to do that. And we touch in some fairly, adult territory with, Darius dealing with the loss in his family. And then you have dinosaurs, eating folks. And, it's pretty scary. It's pretty intense in spots.
Yeah, and I feel like, it wouldn't be a Jurassic Park, story if it didn't have some element of that. So, it felt fitting that we were going to have to dive into scaring people just a little bit, including children.
But luckily,
not too much.
Yeah, not too much. There's some fun too. But luckily,
the first 3 episodes, super fun, carefree, nothing really bad happens.
Yeah.
The 4th episode.
Yeah, watch your step in episode 4.
One could say things fall apart in that episode.
Some could say that. Some would say Used to
Some would label the name of the
Some
episode.
would call the episode. They would title that episode written by M. Willis, "Things Fall Apart."
Oh man. So you guys, I will say I do like that you guys introduce or show us on screen more dinosaurs than, you know, like it's not like, oh, this is the same T-Rex, Velociraptors, and everything that you normally see in the Jurassic movies. You give us like the Spinoceratops, like all these other different like Carnotaurus, which we've seen a couple of times, like
Yeah.
in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom we see it,
Right.
and in Jurassic Park 3, or is that an Allosaurus?
No, there's
Is it Carnosaurus?
or is that not? It's a Ceratosaurus.
Is it
I think.
Ceratosaurus? Okay, I remember it was oh yeah, it just had like the one horn on
Yeah,
top.
that's
Yeah,
a Ceratosaurus, sort of. Yeah, similar.
close.
Yeah,
From the Cretaceous period.
could possibly, but well
It's not. I don't think so.
spoken.
Yeah, so we have I do like that they were introduced to more dinosaurs, like Parasaurolophus actually gets a actual thing in this, other than in the Lost World where it's there and they take it down, and the dude from Alien 3 calls it a pompadour. I can't remember. I'd have to look up his name. I think something. Nigel. I don't know if it's his name. But yeah, I which going to that episode, I really like what you guys did with the different colored algae in that episode, with giving them the cool glow in the dark aspect. Like I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, we were, Kathy Tran, who does all the lighting and the effects, I mean, leads her team, just knocked it out of the park. And also just that waterfall in there, it's the show. I haven't seen a TV show animated look this good, like, just from the jungle on down. But that episode in particular, and then we, get into the Mosasaurus. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful eye candy there. But yeah, love the algae and the bioluminescent Parasaurolophus.
Definitely. Like, and going back with water, it's like water is very difficult to do in animation, and you can, like, if you watch things, like, you can be like, yeah, I kind of didn't really know how to do water. Another thing that, like, I feel is something that is also very difficult is the pouring of water.
Yeah.
Like, trying to do anything like someone's like pouring like a cup of water, it's like 9 times out of 10 it never looks good.
Yeah.
Like, you're always like, yes, I can see why they take the cup and put the pitcher like all the way in the cup and then pour it out and be like, yes, look, here's your water. Like, I see what you did there. But what you guys do with the water, like in the puddles, in the waterfall, in the big the mosasaur tank, it looks really good. It looks like water. It's very clear, and you're like, oh, that's supposed to be water.
Yeah. Yeah, back in the dark ages when I started writing cartoons, they just say don't put any water in, like just avoid it at all possible, and then you look what they've been able to achieve in this, and it's like, wow,
yeah, it's really impressive actually, like how far the technology has come in the time from like when Scott and I were working on Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness to now, a huge leap. The fact that like we can have characters that have hair and that hair can animate. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. It's like, we had to just create textures to imply hair for the other series. But here, these characters, they have, the skin looks more believable, the hair, it actually animates their individual strands. It's like, the level of detail that we can get now is really remarkable, and I would say, Jurassic Park or Camp Cretaceous, it feels like it's like just like another step towards like where the whole industry is going, which is just like like nearly feature level quality effects and animation and compositing, and it's really exciting to see that we can achieve that off of really still a TV budget, and that's, and the fact that we are doing these things on a really compressed timeline. It's like pretty remarkable. Every time I see a new episode, I'm really impressed with what we've been able to pull off. So
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Yeah, just the fact that we can show changing the dirt levels on the characters or wear and tear on the clothes, as opposed to just having, what you're normally, how long has Bart Simpson been wearing the same outfit? I mean, it's like Aaron said, it's the details, and that's a lot of hardworking people really busting their butts to get to it. But yeah, it's we're really happy.
And yeah, like kind of staying on like the character details, like you mentioned, all the dirt levels and everything on the characters. I thought that was really cool, actually, that we see like they get splattered with dirt and mud pretty early on in episode 4, and it's still on all of the characters. It makes them look like they've got freckles. Like they've got this like spray, and it's on the entire series.
Yeah.
I thought that was really, really cool, because usually that doesn't happen. Like it'll be like, oh, they fell on the thing, they got like that little like scratches like on their cheek, and then like the next scene it's gone.
Yeah.
But you guys are like, no, we're gonna keep this tear in Darius's shirt the entire time. That little tear in Yaz's like on her sleeve, that's there the entire time. Yeah. I love that. I love that stuff so much. Like you guys like actually take enough time to do those different details. And with the hair and everything like that, you see Brooklyn's hair gets kind of like more disheveled throughout as when we go. And I mean, DreamWorks, the leader in hair, animated hair since the first How to Train Your Dragon. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
It says it right there on the front.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's literally on the box, like leader in hair since. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like when you go out to DreamWorks, like I don't know if you've looked at the bottom of the Shrek statue, it says leader in hair.
Ah.
You gotta look close.
I haven't seen that. I'm gonna have to
let
look.
us back into the studio. We'll take a look. So.
Let me go before you, so I can go in and write it down
Write it
there.
in there.
So I'll put like a little bitty plaque right there and be like leader in here. But yeah, so let's talk about our characters.
Yeah.
So we have and I'm probably gonna butcher names.
Sure.
It'll happen. We have Darius, who is played by Paul McHale-Williams.
Nailed it. Yep.
Yes. Brooklyn, Jenny Ortega.
Jenna Ortega. Yep.
Kenji is Ryan Porter.
Ryan Potter.
It's Potter. It's not
Ryan
Porter.
Potter. No, Ryan Potter from Big Hero 6.
From Big Hero 6, and even more importantly, Titans. On
He's Beast Boy.
DC Universe.
That's right.
Who knows if that's going away to be rolled in HBO Max? Who knows? We have Yaz, played by Qasar Muhammad.
Close. It's Yaz, played by Qasar Muhammad.
What did I say? Did I say Kaz?
You said Yaz.
Yaz.
Yeah.
I swear I've seen the show.
All right.
We have Sammy by Rainy Rodriguez.
That's correct.
And then Ben.
You're not going to try Jim Brony?
Sean.
Jim Brony from the
Jim
Gold
Brony.
Yeah.
It's Ron Possible from Kim Possible.
Yes, Ron Possible from the Kim Possible movie.
Then we have Roxy, our two camp counselors.
Yep.
Roxy, Jamila Jamal.
Close. Jamila Jamil.
Jamil.
The good place, yes.
This is fun. This is a fun game.
This is a good
Let's keep
game.
going.
I wrote them down, and it's not that good.
No, that's correct.
Then we have Dave Glenn Powell.
Hey, nailed
Hey,
it. Oh,
I can do those.
and big. All right, say Cretaceous again now.
Cretaceous.
All right. Now
Can't
we're
trip
going.
me up. I've
He's
said it
getting there.
enough. I've learned.
All right.
Which, by the way, speaking of Roxy and Dave,
Yeah.
I know they've got that cool little, shop at the DreamWorks thing. Whenever they let you guys back, and if they're selling those red pocket Jurassic Park shirts, let me know. I want to buy one because
Wouldn't
I
it be
love that
cool?
shirt so much.
Yeah, the Camp Cretaceous counselor shirts are really cool. So I assume that'll be merch. I hope so, because I
I
want
would
one
love
too.
that.
Yeah.
Just because, I love the pocket tees.
Who
Like,
doesn't?
pocket tees are, my favorite thing.
Sure.
They're just pocket. Is it useful? No,
No,
not useful at all. Will it fit a whole pin? No.
no, no. Like a
Will it fit half of one of those little pencils when you go golfing? Half of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Most
half.
of it,
Just
a
like
lot of
that.
it there. Yep.
Like this pocket. This is the useless pocket on this shirt. It's like this big.
Not
It's just
useless.
it's a show pocket.
It's like
You
jumbo
put
paper.
snacks in there. That's what I do.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
a snack pocket. So
Smart.
there you go.
Oh man. So let's kind of talk about our characters. So let's go from. So we have Darius, who I would say Darius is our lead character.
I would say that's correct. Darius is he's this great kid who, like I said, is dealing with a loss, and he's kind of thrown himself into dinosaurs and video games, and isn't really out there in the outside world until lo and behold, he beats a video game and wins his dream ticket to go to Jurassic World and be the first to try out this new adventure camp, Camp Cretaceous. So this is, we're spoiling. Yeah, so it was always Darius's dream to go with his late father, and now he is going off on this amazing adventure.
Yeah, I like the matching Velociraptor tooth that they gave each other. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
And spoilers, it happens in episode 4 when everything hits the fan.
Yeah, we wanted a kid you could root for. Darius is a little younger than the other kids. He's a little smaller than the other kids. He's a little awkward, but he's a good kid, and you kind of get to see sort of the evolution of this sort of shut-in kid who just really wants to fit in, and how he really ends up galvanizing the other campers and trying to survive.
Then we have Brooklyn, who is there because she's basically the social media queen.
Yeah,
Was
Brooklyn
like
is
21 million followers or
27
something.
million,
27,
think,
yeah.
something like that, with her online vlog, Brooklyn Unboxes. So yeah, now like everybody else, all these kids, it's like the first day of school. Nobody really presents themselves as who they actually are. They're presenting themselves as who they want to be perceived as. And so Brooklyn is a social media star, but she's feeling the pressure. She's losing followers. She's not as fresh as she used to be. So it's really Brooklyn who is used to communicating with people, online, and now she's thrown in and has to really have an IRL relationship while trying not to, get eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's one.
I mean, yeah, she has a very tough road ahead of not being eaten by dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, don't we all? I mean, it's 2020. That's about the only thing that hasn't
Pretty
happened.
much, yeah. I do like that this is coming out in 2020 because you're like,
Sure.
Let's go ahead and fit this in there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we've got Kenji, my boy, he's the VIP at Jurassic World. Knows all the ins and outs.
Absolutely. And, what's cool about Kenji, and he's sort of almost our guide, or at least Darius's guide to Jurassic World. When we started doing this, we wanted this show to be part of the narrative of the franchise. We wanted to see familiar things, gyrospheres, and Mosasaurus Lagoon, but we also wanted to show places that we didn't get to see in the films, like the aforementioned algae bioluminescent cave, as well as the underground tunnels that crisscross the island, which is, I think, sort of a nod to the tunnels that crisscross beneath Disney World. So Kenji is able to get them into places that, well, they probably shouldn't be. But Kenji is another one. He's like that bad guy from most 80s films. He's Cobra Kai. There's a little more beneath the surface than we knew.
He's not as bad as Johnny, though.
No, he's not. He's not
as bad. He's not, beating the crap out of Darius. No. He didn't push him down a hill. No,
you're right. Yeah, we did go. He isn't quite that bold, but Kenji is. He wants everyone to think that he's the best thing going.
Then we have Yaz, who is our awesome kick butt, athletic star, who's a loner at the beginning of the series. Definitely a loner.
She is a loner and isn't, it's funny from the first episode to the last episode how much more dialogue she has as she goes along. Because when she starts out, she's very, very much keeps to herself and has her walls up and kind of views people as a distraction rather than, something that would be good to have in your life. And and that her walls get busted down by Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy, our loud Texan.
Yeah, whose family provides meat for Jurassic World.
They provide it's like that cow you saw being fed to the raptors in Jurassic Park. I don't know if they were involved that early on, but that cow could have come from the Gutierrez Ranch. Where Sammy
definitely the goat from Jurassic World, that one with that's there for 3 seconds and then T-Rex comes in.
Look, really, if you freeze frame it, there's a little Gutierrez Ranch brand on the goat. Don't do that. It's not there. I'm just kidding.
But here's the thing: what if it is?
What if it is there?
What if it is? Because here's the thing: you guys canon now. So it's not like they can't go back and digitally impose a G on a hoof.
That's true. The goat shot first. So we'll just go do that and take a first shot at the T-Rex, and then the goat had it coming.
We'll just have to wait for the Trevorrow cut. Because everything's getting recut. Might as well.
Might as well. Absolutely.
And then we have my favorite of all characters, Ben.
I love Ben.
Ben's my favorite because that's the character when I do voiceover and stuff like that. When I audition for, that's the character I go for.
Sure.
I love that character. That whole geez guys archetype. I love it so much. It's my favorite.
Yeah, and Sean brings so much heart to that with just. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's just a scream or a clearing of the throat. You feel the heart of Ben, our frightened germaphobe who does not want to be there. I like him too. We start with these kind of archetypes that you see, and we really, on the writing staff, on the writing side of it, really strove to make them more than that. And I think all the terrific actors helped also embody that, and they could have been very stereotypical all the way through. And what the kids have done with the voice acting, it's been great. Really, really pleased with how it all turned out.
Yeah, and I do like that they do have the voice acting, by the way, phenomenal. That casting was brilliant.
Yes, and we have a spectacular voice director in Serena Irwin, who also, just guides our cast into some really terrific performances, I think.
But I mean, we do have starting off there's these Sure. These very stereotypical characters, just their archetypes and everything. and we do learn throughout the series, and again, it's amazing how much story you guys pack into 8 episodes. We do get to learn. There's something like we're only scratching like the surface of these characters. Each of these characters has something different. Like we learn about with Darius, his father passes away, and that was his like best friend. They were going to go to Jurassic World together, and it never ended up happening. With Brooklyn, she's concerned about not being popular, like losing that popularity, the one thing that she is known for, and losing that. Kenji, he's rich, but like that doesn't really help him because like his dad's not there.
Yeah.
So like his dad in what, Candy or like in the Hamptons or something?
Yeah, yes, they're on vacation.
On vacation, yeah. So like, and the maids and like the help kind of just like let him win whenever they go bowling and everything, which is sad. Yaz, she's, I don't know, she's just the beast. She like doesn't have any, like she doesn't have any friends because she's, you know, so yoked up on life and just being the best.
Yeah, focused.
Sammy is a freaking spy. Again, spoilers. We're spoiling. She's a spy. Like I thought that was great. Like when we first when we first like figured that out, I was like, what's she doing? Who is it? I thought it was Wu at first. I was like, oh, Wu's, you know, sneaking stuff out.
Sure.
But Sammy, you got me there. I didn't think that was coming.
Oh, that's good to hear. Yeah, like you said, there's a lot packed in there, and like hats off to our story editor Josie Campbell, who led this amazing writing staff, and you know, we tried to really do justice to the Jurassic name and tried to tell an exciting story, which, you know, basically episodes 4 through 8. I mean, it's a chase, you know, it's running for your lives, but these writers just really cared enough and worked hard enough to really try to be telling much more of a story than just that. You know, we knew if we were going to tell a story over more than one film, if we're going to do multiple episodes, the dinosaurs are going to be there, but that's not going to carry you through multiple episodes. You really got to care about these characters, and you really have to, you know, root for them. And one of the great things that Aaron has and his team have brought to it is adding those little character moments, those little acting moments throughout all the episodes, where it's just, sometimes it's just a little turn of the head, sometimes it's just a funny expression or just a turn of phrase, but it's those little, it's like we were talking about before with the water or the animation. It's the details. And the details are really what gets you to something special, I think.
Yeah, I think that also in you know, our buddy who's been leading the animation team, Dan Godinez, he spends a lot of time especially getting like expressions and, you know, like looking for subtle acting choices and stuff. So I think that it helps make the kids feel a lot more believable, and you just accept that these kids are actually, you know, are who they appear to be, you know. And yeah, we would spend a lot of time, you know, as we were crafting animatics, trying to pull new things out through performance, because, you know, a lot of times when you listen to the audio, you know, sometimes you don't actually get the audio ahead of time, and sometimes you can storyboard to it, but you know, a lot of times you got to look for additional performances just through, you know, whatever choices that you're making. And that was the thing that I think that me and the directors and the board artists like tried to do, was just find those like little moments in those little choices that like that actors will make, just to, you know, add extra life to performances and make the kids feel like real kids.
Yeah.
then going back to that level of detail, Dan, and I didn't even find this out till later, you know, the writers, we would basically, you know, when you're especially early on, it's just a lot of talking. You know, it's like, what would it be cool? What character traits would be cool to have this? What life experience would it be? What personality traits of each of these characters? And just hours and hours of kicking around what would be the most dynamic pairings, what would be the most interesting thing to do. And you have our script coordinator, Bethany, would just write down just loads and loads of this information. And some of it you keep, some of it you don't, but that's how it works. Well, Dan would go sifting through those raw notes for any kind of clue as to who these characters are and how that would show up in the way the character walks or looks or holds him or herself. And so, again, it's people, talented people just going above and beyond and finding wherever there's a chance to plus what we already have. And that's why, you know, I hope people enjoy the show. I think it's pretty special.
Yeah, there is a good, a funny scene or a scene that I thought was pretty funny. It's when Kenji and Ben get stuck in the gyro together, and like Ben's trying to work it, and he's just like going in circles, and Kenji's like looking at everybody, and they're just going around. Like his face, I was like, yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, that was Aaron Hammersley right there.
Bravo, Aaron. Bravo.
Thank you.
That is just one of many things, but yes, that is one of my favorite beats as well.
And we have them being chased by the Carnosaurus like for two episodes, last 2 or 3 episodes. It's kind of hunting them throughout.
Right. We had a joke in the writers' room that Toro the Carnotaurus would be like driving around the island in like a 72 Bonneville with a picture of Kenji, you know, and like sunglasses and just hunting down Kenji. But yeah, you know, we wanted to have, you know, an antagonist to the kids but still tell a full story. So we all know what happened to the Indominus. So it's like, okay, well, the Indominus can't be our heavy for the series because, you know, we know the kids don't get the better of the Indominus. So yeah, then the idea of Toro basically on this hunt for them. Hi, hon. The Toro on this hunt for the kids kind of helped to be kind of our through line through the story.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. I was kind of hoping that, you know, we would get that same thing from like that one raptor that was like I and Darius, but then I was like, the show would be over.
Yeah,
you're like that raptor's going after him. It's like, all right, we end after 5 episods, guys.
Yeah, you can't really have Blue go after Darius there.
Yeah,
that wouldn't have gone well.
Season 2, there's still hope.
Yeah,
there's still hope. I mean, here's the thing: like, you guys could win an Emmy if you kill a kid on screen. Just saying. Just saying.
Is that a new guideline?
That's how it works.
That's how you win. That's how you win nowadays. Hey, it's 2020. Now. That's how you gotta win.
All right.
We have time for one more question.
Yeah. What is something that you guys are really looking forward to people taking away from this season?
Go ahead, Aaron. I feel like I've been talking over you.
You know, I think actually, I hope that people get the same feeling that you get when you watch. There's my phone. I hope that people get the same thing that you get when you watch people watch Jurassic World. Oh, there's my daughter. So there it is.
Hey, Penguin, where's the dog?
I know. Yeah, I mean, you know, the Jurassic World and Jurassic, you know, the original film, like you walk away from that and it's such a like awe-inspiring moment. Like and I really hope that the audience feels that with this show as well. And hopefully it's not just the kids, but like the parents as well, because we did try to make it like watchable for a broader audience. So yeah, that's my hope, is that like we captured some of that, that the essence of the Jurassic franchise.
Yeah, 100%. And also I would say, yes, there's dinosaurs. Of course, it's a Jurassic show, but I mean the overall message of the show is like, these kids, they are completely different. They all come from different backgrounds, but they're able to succeed by overcoming their differences and sticking together. And, working together, they can get through dire circumstances. If that isn't a message that we want to have in the world at this exact moment, I really don't know what else we could say. But yes, but yeah, we just hope people, I think Colin even said it at one point, get up Saturday morning, get a bowl of cereal, and just watch some good old fashioned dinosaur cartoons.
Definitely. And you guys leave it open for season 2. If you get season 2, that's going to be awesome. It's definitely left open. And we didn't spoil that much.
Okay.
We didn't spoil that much. I don't think we mentioned that Rosie and Dave get eaten by Toro. I mean, we didn't even mention that.
Right. Or that Roxy changed her name to Rosie. Either way.
Oops. My handwriting's terrible, guys. I'm sorry. Okay.
Quite all right.
But no, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
Josh, thanks so much for having us.
Oh, no problem. You guys want to give your social medias in case anybody wants to follow you, or you guys just like, don't follow us, we're not good.
If you want to see pictures of my kids.
Yeah, exactly. We're the old school guys. It's
Gotcha.
Literally social media to show pictures of our kids to our families on the East Coast. So yeah, just keep those calls and letters coming.
Gotcha. And Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. Look at that. Look at that. Didn't even have to pause that time. Is on Netflix today, so you can go in and watch it today. Definitely 8 episodes, really easy watch. You got nothing to do for the weekend. I know you don't. Nobody does, because it's 2020 in September. Nobody's going anywhere.
Watch it a couple times.
Exactly. Watch it. Well, first off, what I recommend, watch it, and then at episode, like right when you end episode 3, watch Jurassic World. And then right after Jurassic World ends, then you start episode 4 and go.
Josh, that's a
great idea.
Yeah, because then you get like two little backstories. I need to figure out a way that we can like insert everything like at the same time. Like,
sure,
part of episode 5 happens, at this point. Part of episode 6 at this point.
Yeah, I mean, again, going back to the writers, I mean, we poured over that movie and tried to figure out, okay, where is the Indominus at this point? Where are our characters? Where can our characters be? So, yeah, if you figure out that technology to intercut Jurassic World with our series, I think you might be onto something.
Well, Scott, I didn't even think about that there's definitely going to be somebody posting a YouTube video comparing our series and how it hooks up with the film. That's definitely going to happen.
It's going to happen on this show.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, also a big thank you to DreamWorks for letting us check it out early and setting up this awesome interview with you guys. You can find the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at What's Up. Wow, that's not how we do this. You can find the podcast. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh L. Kane. You can find the podcast on Instagram at What's Up Fandom. You can find us on Twitter at What's Up Fandom PC for podcasts. All of our episodes, iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Google Play, Spotify, and on our website, animationstationpodcast.com, because I haven't changed it yet because I'm lazy. But guys, thank you so much for coming on, Scott and Aaron. Thanks again. And I hope you enjoy all of the wonderfulness for Jurassic World.
Thank you.
All right, so for the What's Up... Wow, it's a thing. So for What's Up Fandom, I'm Josh.
Oh, and I'm Scott.
And I'm Aaron.
Bye, everybody.
I'm not the leading authority on waxing poetic or using big words, but this writer is my philosophy about living is such a